Okay, welcome back to Blender. Now, previously we've gone through some of the basic object manipulation controls for for Blender itself. Now I'm just going to go ahead and show you some other more frequently used tools. We're just going to go into our cube here. I'm going to go into edit mode, and just going to go into face mode. I'm going to select this top face, and we're going to extrude it. Now, to extrude the object or the face, you can just simply click E and just pull it out on these axes, whatever axes you want. Right now it's set on Z. We can go like X axis, pull this out in this weird angle, or Y. I'm just going to leave it at Z. As you can see, we've pulled our face upwards, extruding it like so. I'm going to undo this, and now if you don't want to extrude it, you want to half your cube here, you can simply just click Control R, and right now it sort of shows this purple pinkish looking outline here. That's where your edge loop will be placed horizontally on our cube here, or you can set it to like a vertical climb right here. Any face anywhere right here. It's going to loop around our cube, and so yeah, we're just gonna click once. Now, as you can see, I can still slightly slide around our edge loop over here on our cube because I didn't set it. If you want it to be in the center over here, like perfectly centered, you can just simply double click it. But if you want to, sort of freehand draw your edge loop, you can just click it once and sort of move it around and see where you want to place it. Now I'm going to undo this and just show you that you can just simply get like this perfect half right here. Just double click and you can half it again like so. So basically every time it sets your edge loop, it's going to be at the perfect center of your face. As you can see, this is one single face before. Now I've cut it again, so you have like a quarter face here. I'm going to undo those edge loops. We're going to do another way. I'm going to click Control R, and if you want like multiple faces here cut or so, like I guess like 4 faces making like quarters each, you can simply just scroll our mouse wheel and just scroll up. As you can see, we've created sort of these outlines for our edge loops. It created like 3 edge loops, and it's going to be cutting it so that there's 4 faces in the center face right here. We can also put it up on the vertical side here, and just put it here. I'm going to place it here, double click, and there you go. We have perfect cut sizes here. Now we can maybe go into orthographic mode by clicking 5, and we can maybe go into the front view or side view, 1 or 2. And as you can see, the edge loop here in the center is perfectly centered right there. Yeah, there you go. I'm going to jump out back into perspective mode. I'm going to click X to delete. We're not going to delete just edges. As you can see, there's multiple deleting options here. Now, to delete edges, it's just going to empty the entire thing here. All those edges will be gone. We just want to dissolve the edges, so we still have our face there. As you can see, it dissolves edges right there, and everything is still there. Now, again, there are multiple deleting sort of options right here. As you can see, like if I were to dissolve the vertex here, it's just gonna sort of make the vertex disappear, but everything else is still there. If I were to delete the vertex, it's just gonna completely delete all those faces around it. Yeah, you can sort of experiment around with the different deleting properties. Now I'm gonna go and delete actually one face here and show you how to fill the edge, not the edge here, the cube right here, this empty hole. As you can see, we've deleted a single face. We're going to go into edge mode, simply click Alt, and just click one of the edges right here. Now you can individually select each edge here. Just hold Shift, grab one, grab another, and grab this. It's a little slower, right? So it's better if we just click Alt and just have it select all the edges here in this loop. And if we want to fill in, just simply click F, and we filled in our cube. There you go. It's new again. There's some other controls such as selecting certain areas. We're going to go back into edit mode. Like we can double click A, we can select the entire object here. Or we can take this piece. I'm going to duplicate it and let's move it on the y-axis. And as you can see, we have two separate objects. Well, not exactly two separate objects because I kind of duplicated in the in edit mode. We have two pieces in one single object right here. If I want to just select one cube over here, we can't exactly double click A because it's going to select both everything in our object here. Instead, I'm just going to deselect. I'm going to deselect the objects here by clicking A. I'm going to click L instead. L is going to just simply select the sort of island area that you've sort of wanted. Let's go into phase mode actually. Grab this, click L, and click L again to select that. And deselect. Pretty simple. A and L. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's grab this. I'm going to delete this again. Just leave it as one object. Now again, let's go back into object mode instead of edit mode. I'm going to duplicate this. Let's move it on the y-axis. As you can see right now, we have two separate objects instead of one object in one object completely combined together. But if you do want to combine them together, you can just grab like this piece, grab them together, Control J, and now they're one piece, as you can see. We can also separate them by simply going into edit mode. I'm going to click L, and actually I can just simply click P. There's a few options here. We can separate the objects by selection, which I selected one cube, or you can just separate them by loose parts. If you have like a ton of objects together, but you just want to separate one bit, you can select the separate by selection because you selected the certain like part that you wanted to sort of cut out, and then separate it from that. Or if you want everything to be separate, you can just simply use the separate by loose part. But yeah, there you go. We sort of separated our pieces, and that's all we need to do. And yeah, that's just basically the controls or like other tools that you can use while making your objects or whatever prop you're trying to make. Also, there are some other things that are pretty nifty that you can probably use quite often. Something like the snap tool. If you want things to be perfectly aligned, well, not perfectly aligned, just perfect in sort of movement. You don't want them to be sort of like free-handed. We can click Shift Tab, turn on snap mode, or you can just manually click on the little magnet tool down here on our bar. As you can see, if we were to move our cube, it snaps onto the sort of grid areas here and these certain iterations, or not iterations, like certain spacings. We can just take this piece, duplicate it, move it on the y-axis. It sort of snaps it together into like these perfect areas here. Yeah, that's pretty much it. If you want to slightly make it so that it's moving within these grid spaces or certain spaces, you can hold this on the axis, hold Shift, and just slightly, move it a little bit, like so, instead of like whole like snapping over like one grid, like so. And yeah, that's it. I'm gonna turn off snap mode. We're gonna go back into edit mode. Click on one of the another like sort of tool options or like controls that I'll be using quite a lot. I'm gonna click Control Tab. Let's go into vertex mode. Let's select, let's say, this vertex right here. I'm gonna turn on the proportional editing mode, or you can just simply click O, and that should turn it on. We can move this single point right here, or we can scroll up our selection area. As you can see, there's like this sort of circular selection area. It's going to select a lot more areas here instead of just like that one point. Like, as you can see, I'm moving the vertex up, but it's just grabbing the vertex. If you want to grab more other vertexes, you can just scroll up and yeah, grab those pieces too. Undo that. And you got to make sure that sometimes you turn it off, because if you're making something, or I guess sizing something up, and you forgot to turn it off, it's going to be affecting like everything, and you might mess up something. So if you want to use this tool, make sure to pay attention. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's pretty much most of the most used tools that you can be, well, your most frequently used tools that are going to be using in Blender. And yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.